And this is a model I made, and this model will be available to you guys as well at some point. You'll be able to buy these, subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget, need you to do that for sure. Go ahead, hit that button for me, and hit the super thanks if you feeling froggy, you want to jump. You know what I'm saying? And the cash app. You know what I'm saying? So, um, ToneX is running into the return there, and here we go. It's and I was going to explain that ToneX on the ToneX is the amp and cabinet model I made from my um, SGT running into a 1073 um, mic pre running into that Harkey TX600 preamp, two preamp, but I kept it flat on there. So I did the EQing from the SGT pretty much, and that's running into a Fender Bassman Neo 115, and that's mic'd up with two CAD mics, a D10 and a GXL 2200. So here we go. So it's a great sounding model. That is a really accurate model of what it sounds like. So, like again, I had that condenser mic on the tweeter, and I had a kick mic on the um, which is a mic that pretty much handles lower sub frequencies really well. It's a condenser dynamic mic, excuse me. So yeah, I put that on the center of the speaker, and I put the condenser mic on the tweeter. So you get nice clear highs in there, and get a lot of detail into the sound. So that's one side. That's gonna be our right side. Well, not even our right side, because this is actually running mono. This is the mono setup. The other video is the stereo setup. That's the other video. Yeah, check that one out too. Um, Pretty much, you wanna. I have two different signal chains, so I can have on this side. If I'm using my analog preamps, I can just swap these out. These three out. The Gensler, the Aguilar, and the Ampeg. But I also can have those three sounds coming through that cabinet, which I love. I love those sounds coming, those preamps coming through that cabinet in real life, right? So I didn't have, I couldn't, there's no IR of that. There's no, of that speaker. There's no um, model already of these stuff. So I made some, right? and that way I can take all my the way things sound at home. I get to take it anywhere I go, and it sounds like it's in this room, being played. What I'm saying, through that exact setup, because that's exactly what it is. Um, it's just like a snapshot, a picture of it. I know sometimes impulse responses are hard for people to get a wrap their mind around, but they're a little different than say they're a little different than cabinet simulations. They're like uh, what's a good analogy? Just know it's meant to sound like a cabinet, the way the cabinet sounds in the room, mic'd up through a particular mic and console setup. You know, so that's very close. Of course, you can add just a smidge of reverb on there. I have a little bit of reverb on there, and you can hear nice reverb on it. And that's very, when you're using these sounds live or in your in ears, a little bit of reverb actually works on bass. It's just a little smidge, like a little smidge, because it makes it. Um, I like big, heavy bass sounds. If you can't tell, like I like it. I like you be able to feel it. But at the same time, I want when I'm in the in ears, it can feel like it's like right here, like it's too close. And I'm not. I want it to sound in my in ears like I'm listening to the amp without headphones. That's how I particularly like it to sound in my in ears. I like to sound how it sounds in the room, but just coming through my headphones. So I try to set it up like that. So just a smidge of reverb. If you're working in the studio or you're sending recording tracks, you don't really want to add that reverb on there because it can get really annoying for. Let me see what my. Sorry guys, my mic went a little down, but yeah, it can get really. You don't want to do that in the studio though. You want all that off. Take that. Um, Not too much compression. You want just mild compression. Um, However you EQ it and get it to sound the way you want it to sound is your business. But you want to take off some of that stuff that you don't necessarily need. So if you're playing bass parts, you don't have to have that reverb. For live stuff, it works well, but in the studio, they're gonna want to be able to manipulate stuff a little differently. So, and live, you might not need it. If you just playing in the headphones, like I'm playing, doing the video, right? And so, like me playing, that makes it sound like I'm just playing in my room. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit much on there right now, but it makes it feel like you're playing in the room a little bit better, especially you practicing. Makes you feel like you're on a big stage. So yeah, that's that's the ToneX one. On my personal setting there. Um, and just some tips for the ToneX one real quick while we're on there. you know, um, Definitely when say you're in one of the modes like this. just a regular old mode when it's